There have been many elite soccer players who have left a lasting impression on the game. The greatest black soccer players of all time are a wealth of skill, grace, and accomplishments. In addition to excelling on the pitch, these players knocked down barriers and established new benchmarks, solidifying their places in football history. Showcasing these well-known black soccer players' skills and personality makes us appreciate everything they have to offer the game. Several names come to mind when talking about the greatest black soccer players. Each one adds their unique flair, contributions, and style to the game. These sportsmen have had a lasting impact on the game with their unmatched goal-scoring prowess and leadership on the pitch. Their inspirational tales of success, tenacity, and brilliance offer a strong argument for recognizing and honoring their contributions to football. The reasons why the greatest black soccer players win over fans' hearts and minds are evident in these athletes. Thinking back on the incredible achievements made by these well-known soccer players goes beyond numbers. Their efforts show the passion, commitment, and brilliance that characterize the best levels of the sport. In addition to giving outstanding performances, these well-known black soccer players also acted as role models and pioneers. Below is the countdown. 10. Jeremy notable clubs: Real Madrid, Chelsea, and Newcastle United. Jeremy, another rising star from Cameroon, was a member of the victorious group that won the Olympics in the early 2000s, as well as 2 AFCONs when she started every match. The midfield player's more than 100 caps for his nation demonstrate how important he was to their victories over an extended period. He did not only succeed abroad, though, as he won La Liga and twice assisted Real Madrid in winning the Champions League. As a result, he moved to England and joined Chelsea, where he twice won the Premier League. 9. Bruce Grobbelaar. Notable clubs: Southampton and Liverpool. Born in South Africa, Bruce Grobbelaar moved to Rhodesia when he was just 2 months old. After making 1 international appearance for them, he went on to play 32 times for Zimbabwe between 1980 and 1998. Though he never made it to the World Cup, in 1994 he came the closest, finishing 1 win ahead of the United States. Without a doubt, his greatest achievements occurred in the area between the Anfield goalposts. He won 6 league titles with Liverpool in the 1980s. In addition, he had won a European Cup, 3 FA Cups, and 3 League Cups during his time as a player for the Reds. 8. Samuel Kuffour notable clubs: Roma and Bayern Munich. Samuel Kuffour may not be very well known to younger fans, but for many years the Ghanaian was a mainstay at Bayern Munich. He participated in 227 games for the dominant German team, which led to 6 Bundesliga crowns and a Champions League victory. Despite being under 6 feet tall, he more than made up for his lack of height with his strength and positioning. He represented Ghana in 5 Africa Cup of Nations competitions, the 2006 World Cup, and the 1992 Summer Olympics, where they took home the bronze medal. In addition, he was the 2001 BBC African Footballer of the Year winner. 7. Emmanuel Adebayor notable clubs: Tottenham, Manchester City, and Arsenal. He was considered a club hero at Arsenal throughout his time in North London, but he soon turned against the club permanently. After making a stunning switch to Manchester City in 2009, he scored a goal against his old team and created one of the most famous and notorious celebrations of the Premier League era by running the entire length of the pitch to celebrate in front of the furious traveling Arsenal supporters. In 2012, just when everyone believed Emmanuel Adebayor could not ruin the Gunners' history anymore, he transferred to Tottenham, a bitter rival. During his playing career, the attacker was renowned for his intimidating height and capacity to wreak havoc on opposing defenders. The former African Footballer of the Year was perhaps a well-known personality in Europe during his playing days, but he was unable to win anything with his beloved Togo. 6. Kolo Toure notable clubs: Liverpool, Manchester City, Arsenal, and Celtic. One of the most recognizable defenders to play in the Premier League will always be Kolo Toure. Even though he won't be compared to players like Rio Ferdinand, John Terry, and Nemanja Vidic, the Ivorian nevertheless had a successful career in England. Having played in 2 undefeated seasons, one with Arsenal and one with Scottish powerhouse Celtic, he has an excellent record. When it comes to the finest defenders of his generation, he is frequently disregarded. Before leaving the league in 2016, Toure was a reasonably reliable backup for both Manchester City and Liverpool, in addition to his impressive performance at Arsenal. After his stint with Celtic, the former Ivory Coast international concluded his playing career a year later and went on to become a coach. His greatest accomplishment on the global stage occurred in 2015 when he participated in the Africa Cup of Nations Championship with the Ivory Coast team. 5. The Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Notable clubs: Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Arsenal, and Chelsea. The true Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was visible to London rivals Arsenal, despite going through a difficult period at Chelsea. The striker, who was among Arsene Wenger's last acquisitions at Arsenal, was a great scorer and established himself as a mainstay at the Emirates for several years before joining Barcelona. Though Saint-Étienne gave him his big break in France, it was during his time with Borussia Dortmund, before joining Arsenal, that he became one of the continent's top scorers. Renowned for his lightning-fast pace and keen goal sense, the Gabon international had an incredible time playing in Germany, taking home the DFB Pokal and DFL Super Cup. The outstanding forward won the title of African Footballer of the Year in 2015. Over the years, he has scored several unique goals. 4. Roger Milla. Notable clubs: Montpellier and Monaco. The most famous thing about Roger Milla is his hip-swaying corner flag celebration during the World Cup match versus Colombia. But it's safe to argue that, in his professional days, he made African football famous. The former forward scored a lot of goals for teams in France, including Montpellier, Monaco, and Bastia. He was Cameroon's lucky charm in the 1980s, helping them win 2 AFCONs, 1984 and 1988, and place first in the latter competition. He continues to be the oldest player to ever score in a World Cup, as many may already be aware. He was scoring at the highest level even at 42 years old. He scored against Russia in the U.S. tournament in 1994. Milla is still considered one of the greatest African players of all time. 3. Kanu Nwankwo. Notable clubs: Arsenal, Inter Milan, and Ajax. Nwankwo Kanu was by no means a frequent goalscorer, but it was puzzling how, at 6 feet 6 inches tall, he was able to maneuver so gracefully and elegantly on the football pitch. He received a lot of praise for his unconventional approach, which helped him win several Dutch crowns and a Champions League while playing for Ajax. He then had a lackluster stint at Inter Milan before moving on to Arsenal in 1998. Before winning the FA Cup with Portsmouth in 2008, the Nigerian striker added 2 league titles with Arsenal to his collection of trophies. One of the biggest cult heroes in the Premier League, Kanu is frequently spotted grinning while playing and is entertaining to watch when he's feeling good. 2. Sadio Mane. Notable clubs: Liverpool and Southampton. It demonstrates how many exceptional African football players have participated in the beautiful game that Sadio Mane is not included in the top 5 on this list. The Senegalese international made his debut in the top division of English football with Southampton when he set a record in May 2015 by scoring the fastest ever Premier League hat-trick in a whopping 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Among the top wingers of the late 2010s and early 2020s, he is without a doubt. Although he had some early success with the Saints, most of his best years were spent with Liverpool, where he played a key role in the Reds' first league triumph in 30 years. The attacker, who spent a season with Bayern Munich and is presently playing alongside Cristiano Ronaldo at Al Nassr, is the second highest scoring African player in Premier League history with 111 goals. 1. George Weah. Notable: Chelsea, Monaco, AC Milan, and Paris Saint-Germain. George Weah was considered one of the world's greatest attackers in the 1990s when he was at the height of his career. He received recognition for both his physical qualities and work rate. When you combine that with your technical proficiency and finishing skills, you have a legitimate great striker. Weah was a quick and strong player who had a keen eye for goals. He made an effort to cover for Marco van Basten in the AC Milan assault. Throughout his brilliant playing career, the former 2-time African Footballer of the Year was the recipient of numerous individual honors. In 1995, he was named the Ballon d'Or winner. Wow was a big problem for opposition defenders since he could sprint toward the penalty box and operate outside of the area, something that many strikers of that era were sadly lacking. The greatest striker in African football history, without a doubt. Give our channel a thumbs up if you are excited about the content we offer, and please share your thoughts about our story in the comments section below. To get the latest update, kindly hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.